Welcome back, everybody. Sorry for such a long delay between videos. We've been running into a lot of issues with the rebuild on the Honda. So as a quick update, we keep running into parts issues. So as I find parts, I purchase them, and for whatever reason there are a lot of mismarked parts on the internet. So I find myself having to reorder multiple times in order to get the part necessary so I can continue rebuilding. I am going to put out a couple of shorts showing some of the mishaps, not to mention being my first time ever splitting cases on a motorcycle. I also had to turn around and split the cases 5 times because I kept making mistakes. I'll put a few of those into the actual video so that you can see some of my mistakes and hopefully learn from them. And we're going to move on while we're waiting for some more parts to show up, because apparently more parts come from the United Kingdom for the TRX 350D, which means it must have been quite a bit more popular there. So moving on, we are going to actually start a new video, where I was actually given a couple of quads while I was out scrapping, and we're going to try and see if we can't get one of these 2 quads running today. All I've really done with them is push them into this spot here. I've actually had them for a couple of weeks, so you'll probably see them in the background randomly from our build series on the Honda. They're in really rough shape. The tires themselves look to be brand spanking new. It almost looks like they were bought, maybe ridden once or twice, and then parked outside and left there. So they are in really, really rough shape. I don't know much about them. I know that the one we're going to work on today is this one here on the left, my left, and that's because I know that the motor is free on it. So there's a Kickstarter that I tried to kick on to make sure that the motors were both free, and unfortunately the motor on the one on the right is not currently free. At this point here, it turns out that we had some technical difficulties and lost most of our sound for a good stint. So we're probably going to fast forward through a bit of this and do this in double or triple time so that y'all can enjoy a bit of a montage. Part about having multiple projects going, knowing where all the tools are. I tend to put all my stuff away, but let's be real, sometimes away means on the workbench that you're working on. Come on now. man, are we gonna have a lot of cleanup in this one. Like, seriously, icky poo poo. That is one small carburetor. Oh my goodness. And there's our carburetor. Look at that. Would you look at that? Just look at it. Just look at it right there. Just look at it right there. Just look at it. So, one of the things that I'm finding, I actually thought this was going to be seized up because I couldn't get a pull on the line. But as it turns out, it's not seized up. Just the line itself is. I'll have to look around and see if I have something that'll work. If not, maybe I can free this one up by oiling it. We'll be back in a little bit, guys. Alright, guys. So, here we are. We got the carburetor off, and it's time for us to try and get this thing all cleaned out and see what we can do with it, right? Okay, so we're finally getting into the nitty-gritty. We've got our needle, and it's really dirty. So we are going to carefully take this down. Oops. Yeah, that's something you don't want to do. Make sure that the diaphragm's doesn't have any tears or holes in it. And it doesn't, so we're good there. When I pulled that apart, there's all kinds of mouse nuggets in there. So we're going to continue tearing this apart. Oh yeah. That's all kinds of turpentine in there, huh? So, you should be able to see that is probably the most gummed up carburetor I have ever witnessed. So we're going to go ahead and work on getting these jets out and getting this thing into the ultrasonic cleaner because it's as bad as I've ever seen. Okay, so this has taken the longest I've ever needed in order to get a carb clean. And to be honest with you, I'm still not convinced. But we're still going to put her back together. It's really crazy, I think. Wrong one. How dirty this thing has been. I mean, straight up atrocious. The air fuel mixture screw never came out. I tried everything I could and essentially destroyed it. And hopefully that's not going to end all be all on us. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry it's been a couple of days, but we had to order a couple of parts for this thing, mostly because the carburetor was so dirty that the needle was stuck in the seat. So I had to order up a new needle. Thankfully I was able to salvage the seat, and we finished putting the carb back together, cleaning it and putting it back together, and now we're gonna try and see if we can't get this sucker to start up for us. Okay, so what we're currently dealing with is we weren't certain that we had everything right. The fuel pump that came with it has 4. It looks like a through, and then the pulse line, and then one that is a one-way check valve, one barb on it. I'm not clear why the extra one. I looked it up and it doesn't look like it's actually supposed to be there. Since it's a one-way check valve, I think we're going to be okay. So we're going to go and move forward, and if it's not okay, well, I guess we're going to find out. So what we're going to do real quick is actually hook up the throttle cable to the handlebars. As you can see, this is all none of this is together at the moment. And it's not, and that's because you can't move the handlebars, or you can't remove the gas tank without removing the handlebars. Because you can't move the plastics without, again, moving the handlebars. Now this quad is not going to have front brakes. The sight glass on the master cylinder is broken out, rotted away, whatever you want to say. So that is non-existent currently. So that, but it's okay. So right now, what I want to do is make sure that we have this throttle in place. Alright, throttle is working. Now, one thing I did test, and I think it might be on, I think we actually filmed it. So one of the things we definitely do know is that the starter does work as long as we jump the starter itself. So we will probably do that. We're not fully hooking everything up currently, but we are setting it somewhat in place because we want to see if she's even going to run. Running is a good thing, right? If it works. Yeah. Turn our fuel on to reserve. See the fuel running down into the pump. Let's go ahead and hook up let's try and see if we can even get there we go. Get a bite on this. Something else that I want to do so that we don't end up having a runaway is to lift the rear end off the ground here. And since we have snowmobiles, we have a wonderful way of doing that. So we're gonna one, you're just being a pain. All right. There we go. Safe. Now you take one of these old beater screwdrivers. No, you don't do that. Oh, I smell gas. I don't see anything leaking, so we're gonna run with this here. And I'm going to again see where my starter line is. Right. Oh, there it is. That's why we smell it. All right. That's why. Okay. Let's woo. Let's turn this off. So that pulse line has to go somewhere. And we're back to square one. Okay, so I had to go and look things up because it was just really odd to me that we would have 4 fuel lines. 3 fuel out, 1 fuel in. Or, well, yeah, technically, you got 1 in, you 1 pulse in, and 2 fuels out is what it actually is. So I find that to be a little strange, or a lot strange, if you will. Hopefully, we will be able to start. Let's find out. Alright, let's get our hands on this a little bit, maybe. And bring that over where we can get to it. Ooh, that's hot. Might help if I turn the fuel on again. Give that fuel a chance. The total fill up. So far, so good. Ooh, that's hot, hot. Using a little jumper wire. It's getting a little warm. I recommend using a thicker wire if you're going to try doing this. But I never said I was smart. No SMRT here. wants to. I could feel the wrong direction. Let's turn that off. And let's actually try and talk to this.
The supervisor has come to oversee what's going on.
Right. We might have that in the back. And that needs to go in there.
I am like the fuzzy rabbit paw. I'm supposed to give good luck.
Well, that's a fact. Love you, baby. That's my beautiful wife. Every time I'm having troubles and she comes out. Oh, maybe because I needed to turn that back on. Yeah, it's kicking. It's kicking. So.
It seems to be a reflection of light. Is it on the thin wire?
Yeah. You're not wrong about that. Don't think you're getting the fuel problem. Means I got something. Harder than it. That kicks out one of them. So that's an out only. That's a through. It shows it the other way, or that one was set up a different way. I might just need, and I might just run most of the fuel out too for a moment. Good luck to you, babe. I mean, you are married to me. Oh, there's the fuel. Yeah. I'm going to shut you off for a minute while I do a little more research and see what I come up with, okay? We'll be right back. Okay. So I've currently disconnected the pulse lines, and this is where we're at this far. If it works again. There it is. Well, you guys seen it. She started. Yeah, but she's going to need a lot more work. We're going to call this video done, and we'll see you when we come back around and start doing a little more work on this thing. Guys, it's been a long video, and I'm going to call that running. And like I said, I think we'll come back around and see what we can do. Make her run well. And on the next video, maybe we'll even get a chance to take her for a ride. For her first ride. Alright guys. Don't forget to like.
Already.
Don't forget to hit like. Make a comment and subscribe. If there's something you see that I haven't done right, or any mistakes that you think I might have made, let me know. I'm just trying to learn this stuff as I go. And it certainly ain't been the easiest thing. But here we are. All right, guys. Have a great one. And remember, sometimes it's better to do for yourself than to pay somebody to do it for you.